So you want to know what are order blocks. In today's video, I'm going to try to explain it to you in the most straightforward way that I possibly can. An order block is fairly easy to identify on your charts, whether you're trading crypto, Forex, or even stocks. And this is something that occurs on the charts day in, day out, week in, week out. And so it is another form of supply and demand. There might be some out there that might refute that because there are supply and demand traders that, may swear by it and don't see it the way that I see it. But looking into supply and demand, trading order blocks myself, I don't really see major differences. There are a lot of similarities. So when you think of supply and demand, right? You think in terms of, from a business perspective, when there is a heavy demand for something, right? Prices are typically going to increase. When there's a heavy supply, usually things will sell off, right? And so think of it like that. When there's demand, buy up. When there's supply, you sell short. Okay. And that's this is, a quick, easy way of explaining supply and demand. Now, as far as order blocks are concerned, it's also another way of thinking of support and resistance. Now, order blocks, supply and demand might be more of a smart money concept, you would say, but in actuality, it's essentially support is where you buy, resistance is where you sell. That is another way of looking. It's not looking at support and resistance from the traditional retail perspective of, looking at, say this would be what, a level of support here, and that would be a level of support. This was resistance. Now it's broken above resistance, turned support. Okay. So concept wise, or the philosophy behind order blocks is similar. It's just like we're going to look at the chart a little differently. So remember when I said demand, right? When there's high demand for something, usually it's going to buy up at a premium price. When there's a huge supply of something, it's usually going to sell off. And in this instance, we are looking for how I know order blocks are to be. Let me do an illustration first. So if we are to look at these as candles, right? And let's just say that we are in a bullish trend and we're moving up, right? Moving up. Not the best artist here. I'm just trying to make a point, and it would be doing that. So let's just say we're in a bullish trend, right? And we're moving up. And so let's just call this the last down candle. Okay. This was a down candle. So price was moving down, and I'll do another one. Let's just say price was moving down here. Price was moving down, and then price reversed and went higher. Okay, so price continued higher. This last down candle here is what we would identify as a bullish order block. Okay. Now, we identified as a bullish order block as it's validated as price comes down, essentially rejects this area here at this level. Price moves up. It's showing that the market makers would like to take price higher. And let's just say price moves back down. It comes up and it moves back down. As price is coming back down, we're looking at this area here as that level of support. right? We're looking at this as a level of support, right? And that would be this bullish order block. So price comes down, it smacks this area. So what we're looking for is price to smack this area here, that come into this candle, this last down candle, this bullish order block. And we want to see essentially a rejection and a move higher, right? And so that's essentially what we're looking for. So we would want to see this move happen next, right? Excuse my illustration, it's not the best. But the point I'm really trying to make is just to show you, give you an idea of what a bullish order block is. And if you're coming from the traditional education of retail education, I should say, I'm trying to explain it to you where you'll understand it from a support and resistance, something that you already know. So you already know support and resistance. It's the best way for me to explain it. Look at that. Now, the opposite of this would be the opposite of this, like if we were looking for a bearish order block, right, we would essentially be seeing price move up. These are candles. I'm not drawing wicks and things of that nature because we'll show on the chart there. So then price reverses. That's not what I wanted to do. All right, so price reverses, right? Comes up, we're up. Now price comes and it breaks below that low of that last up candle, that last bullish candle, right? And this bearish candle comes in, and that validates that this is a potential area of supply, or this will act as a level of resistance, okay? Because now what we want to see is, for further validation, we want to see price continue to shoot down. So price continues to come down, go bearish. The next thing we're looking for is a reversal from here of up candles. You know, I could have actually just did this. Would have been a lot easier. So boom. So price comes back into this level. This will be a bearish order block. Right? So that would be a bearish order block right there. Okay, so price smacks into it, and it does the same thing that I just showed you on the bullish order block. Price comes up, price smacks into that area, and then price continues to drop lower. Okay, so this would be considered a bearish order block. Another way of saying resistance, but you're looking at it completely different. You're not looking at it from the traditional sense of resistance and support. Okay, so I'm tying in, you know, support, resistance, supply, demand, because I don't know your previous knowledge of things, but I'm trying to incorporate those things so it makes it easier for you to digest and comprehend. But order blocks are typically very easy to understand, because once you see it once or twice, you'll totally understand it. Now, granted, not all order blocks are created equally, and not all order blocks act as support or resistance or supply and demand. Not all will be will work in your favor. It really takes a lot more technical analysis outside of order blocks to really comprehend, which order block works, which order block does not work. Okay, so if we're looking here on the chart, and that's, if you want to know more about that, I actually have a video that I'll link right here that actually tells you how to choose the right order blocks over the, I guess, wrong order blocks. So go ahead, click that link, and I'll link it right here. And for the sake of this conversation, let's just show you. So based off of my illustration, right, that I just showed you, this would be a bearish order block. So we had this up move come up, this last up candle, and then we validated it by coming through, trading through that order block, and then we retraced back up into it. It acted like a level of resistance, and price continued to go down. And let me find a bearish order block. So this is actually a pretty good one too as well. So we had price come down, and then we had this bullish order block trade above it. This validated this order block. The order block is from the top of the wick to the body, but then there's even more advanced ways to look into the order block, which I'll get into in that other video that I just shared the link to. But for the sake of here, you see price goes above, right? It breaks market structure, it comes back, trades into that, and continues higher. So as you can see, these are levels that you can look at, and I'm on the higher time frame right now, and you can go all the way down to the 15-minute time frame. They occur a lot more often on the lower time frames, and you could create, like, order blocks really are meant to be a foundation to your trading plan or your trading strategy or model, whatever you want to call it. It really is just like kind of like the foundation. It's not like one all be all type of thing. And I know that a lot of information out here, it's teaching just like order blocks by itself, order block theory by itself, as if like that's just the the end all be all, when it's not. You have to add other things. It's something that you add to your repertoire, and then you can add other things into it as you see fit. But so if you're coming down to the 15-minute time frame, you'll start to notice them as well. Let me see if we can find. No, that one didn't go. So like here, as you can see, they fail too as well. They fail as well. So this was another bullish order block. Price came down. Price sold through it, broke structure here, came back, retraced, and boom, we're off to the races. Now, you can see at sometimes these order blocks, you can trade right through them, or sometimes you don't even. It doesn't even come up close enough. Like it's not perfect, right? Like for instance, like this level right here, you got a retracement during London right here. It just barely missed it by a few pipettes, you see? And it's not perfect, but once you start recognizing it, once I discover order blocks, I really, I've always like looked at it as a I guess the smart money way of support and resistance. And then once I started to refine it more and get into supply and demand and start to understand the concepts of supply and demand, started to really make sense. So all in all, I wanted to make this video really short and just to kind of give you a very, very basic definition and explanation of what order blocks are. So back to what I was saying, I deleted that other diagram, but if you want to know more about order blocks, definitely check out my channel. Like I said, I put the link of the more in-depth video that I did several months back on how to choose the right order blocks in a little bit more detail. So go ahead, check that out. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. Make sure you like and comment below, man. Those comments definitely help me curate better content for you guys. So definitely drop your comments, your thoughts below, good, bad, or indifferent. Till next time, talk to you guys later.